from 10. The map will be Star Station. Ostojiy is ready. MaSa is ready. We are ready. Are you ready for this winner's bracket match between Ostojiy and MaSa? And in the bottom left-hand corner, the red Terran rooting for Root. He is a strong Terran and he wants to win. His name is MaSa.
His opponent spawning on the opposite side of the map. It is the blue Zerg from Team Quantic, Ostojiy.
Do you root for Root, or will Ostojiy make the Quantic leap? We'll see who comes out on top in the Zerg versus Terran. One of the most appreciated matchups by the lay player. They absolutely love the Terran versus Zerg. It's very reminiscent of the typical alien versus human type battles that we see Starship Troopers and aliens. And obviously the Protoss being predators, but ain't nobody like Protoss anymore.
Nobody likes those guys. They're also slow and chunky and clunky. Guys in chat, let's see who you are rooting for to win this match. Is it Ostojiy or is it MaSa? Type their name and we shall see.
It looks like Tubby the Fat is trending pretty hard. Hashtag Tubby the Diva, hashtag the Fat Princess. Good on you guys. Make sure you do put all those hashtags out and just inundate his Twitter with all these messages.
Just do it. Pull it up. And don't forget to follow Galleon FC too.
Here it is. There is exactly what we said. The double racks proxy. He does like to pull this out from time to time. It's not going to be an 11-11. No, it's not, because he didn't bring out a second SCV, but he is going to get this one barracks for sure and probably start pouring on the pressure pretty hard, getting that refinery, get that gas, get those Reapers out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wonder if it looks like he's probably going to be dropping a second barracks as well, but I'm not too sure. I mean, with one barracks, he looks like, yeah, the proxy Reaper, I'm not sure he's going to drop a second barracks. It's going to be this one single one. Back at home, possibly getting up a bunker, another barracks, maybe a factory, but this Reaper's going to hit this base in record time.
So now the spawning pool only now coming down for a Zerg player. He's going to need to wait a long time before he can produce any aggression. Here comes the first Reaper. So there will be some time where Ostojiy going to have to defend with just drones. This is going to be a very tumultuous time for the Zerg player. He needs to defend this very well, needs to be very careful, and needs to minimize his losses. And if anybody can do it, it's Ostojiy. We've seen him easily turn his drones into buildings at the last second, but he needs to be on point for a very long time.
Yeah, there's a lot of Terran supporters in this chat right now, but we still have some Zerg supporters as well. Let's see who is going to take this game. SCV now going in the front.
Oh, it's a bunker!
It looks like no Reaper just yet. Another barracks coming
be a
up.
bunker right here.
Oh my goodness. Bunker
And the Overlord
on the top. A spawning pool is not done. Drones being pulled right now, trying to get the surround on that SCV. Need to kill, but here comes the Reaper, and the shots are being fired.
And now the Reaper is going to be able to take out this one drone. It's not going to get out in time, but they're forcing their way to the SCV, and they get him down just in time. So it was a huge pickup. No bunker inside of his base, which would have been very annoying. He did try to turn one of his drones into a spore crawler, but only the other one gets to live as a building. But now this Reaper has no answer. The Zerglings are spawning right now. They're starting to rip apart the armor of this Reaper. The Reaper is defending, trying to stutter step his way out. MaSa's control on Reapers is unbelievable. We've seen him do this time and time again in competitions. Needs to be careful not to lose this Reaper, though. And the Lings trying to zone him out aren't going to be able to. And here comes another Reaper to join his brother in battle. Will he be able to do it? This SCV won't be able to come up to take this bunker into the real world. And now Spine Crawler trying to come down. Lings are being shot down. Queen says, nay, move away from my drones. And Queen's moving in position to take out the SCV.
Trying to pelt down the SCV right now. Unfortunately, the SCV did not have rocket boots, so he could not jump up onto the top of the ramp now. Being Tarfon down is that bunker. And down goes the bunker. It actually got canceled.
Is he going to get to Queen?
Or will he get the SCV? He does get the Queen. The Reaper still lives right now. One more shot from the Queen, but she is too slow off the creep. Now Reaper's running away, trying to regain that health from the drug that they're taking. But one Reaper just go down.
Gets sniped in the back of the head by those spines of that Queen, so this isn't too bad for Ostojiy. He's trying to trade as much as he possibly can, and I think our computer just crashed. Nope, we good. We good. So more Lings start. You actually just heard everyone in the viewing area. Everyone's like, ah! 3 Reapers now on the map. They won't be able to contend with that spine crawler, though.
Yeah, so they can't go off through this way, but they can still jump up the ramp anytime they want. And now we have 4 Reapers and 4. This is getting to a scary number because the amount of Lings now, they're just getting one shot. And now this Queen won't be able to stand against these 4 Reapers. Even microing the hurt ones back. 2 Queens against 4 Reapers. Who is going to win this fight?
On the back of this, he's producing 2 CCs at a time. He doesn't plan to make this an all-in. Although it is a party, it's a Reaper party, and these Reapers, mad with rage, are going to be able to jump up here. One of them might be able to get picked off. Ostojiy needs to focus down. Only 1 spine away, but that Reaper will be able to get the drugs into his body and clean him up. A bunch of drones are being pulled off. Ostojiy is reeling, trying to stop the hemorrhaging that is caused by these Reapers.
MaSa's really reaping the benefits.
Oh God. Keep going, please. I can't even talk.
Here we go. Reaper's now going back up again and just constant pressure. And one Reaper actually micro down. Yes, he does. Nice
Beautiful
transfuse. Queen saves her, but now they're in the very slow place over there and they can't walk too fast. I wonder why Creep make Queens fast anyways. But that is not beside the point right now. Reaper's going in, trying to get another drone, but doesn't get it. More Queens now. More Queens. Out for another. Reaper goes down, and it looks like Ostojiy is going to defend this.
This is absolutely incredible play. This is why I love watching these two players play at such high level. They definitely know each other's style, and they know how to play these races to their fullest. These Queens are trying to box out these Reapers. The Reapers are going to lose. Ostojiy is going to take out another one. No, only 3 Reapers remain, though. He needs to keep these alive, if only for the map control. He's done a lot of damage, focused a lot of damage into the drones, into Queens, and caused a lot of focus away from Ostojiy. And look on the back of this, he's been working on his infrastructure, getting production, getting economy. MaSa has not lost a step.
Unlike my terrible play, I would have forgotten all about back home, but no, this is MaSa we're talking about here. You can see more bags coming out, more production, a CC, another CC. 3 CCs now in total. He's going to be able to expand. He's going to be able to make so many SCVs off of these 3 CCs.
Indeed, getting more refineries at that natural. Here comes more Reapers, another one joining his brother in battle. He's going to be able to start shooting down these Evo chambers, which are just acting as a choke so that no Hellion run by or no action can go through there without any repercussions. This Evo chamber might actually go down. I'm sure Ostojiy will cancel it in time. Queen comes out to say, get away from my Evo chamber. Drone's being transferred down to the natural. More Queens at the top, knowing that this is a very Reaper strong map because of that huge ledge that can be abused, as we've seen MaSa abuse time and time again in this matchup.
Exactly, just like the Reapers abuse the drug, MaSa's abusing the Reapers themselves, and he has so much control over this game right now. The whole flow is dictated by MaSa. We see Lings at the front there, but remember, 4 of these Reapers, they will one-shot all of these Lings, so just a bit of micro is needed to get rid of that huge Ling number there. We see the +1 melee attack, +1 carapace going down for our Zerg player. Speed isn't complete, wait, the speed, yes, speed is done, just couldn't see the wings, and one Reaper just gets surrounded.
The swarm consumes that Reaper very quickly. He doesn't even have time to even breathe but one more breath, and he leaves this battlefield. So now
nice
2 more expand. So this is what I mean. Ostojiy likes to just weather the storm. He knows even if he takes early damage, if he can just get himself into a position for a late game push, for a late game defensible stand, for a strategic position, he knows he can do it. And now MaSa is playing very steady as a rock. He does have the Reapers, but not opting to leave them out on the map because he's afraid of that metabolic boost.
Exactly, and the Baneling transition is going to be great here. And there goes down the Spire. He knows he has about 1 base up, 2 bases up with the double gas. He's going to have this 3rd up very soon. He's going to get gas there, and the Mew transition is going to be very nice to give him that map control and buy him the time that he needs to transition into some Ultralisks.
This Reaper's going to get swallowed by the swarm. He needs to abuse that ledge if he needs any chance to survive. I'm not sure if MaSa's even paying attention. He's just going to leave this Reaper for dead. He just wants to get to that Zelnaga tower. That's all he wanted for Christmas, but he doesn't even get it. And now inside the base that we see a scan going down and all of the tech is being revealed. He sees the Spire. He sees the Baneliness. He knows exactly what he's going to be facing. Will he make the appropriate choices in the next few buildings and units that he will produce?
Exactly. Now you can look at what MaSa has in store. He is going to get ready to secure that 3rd base at a pretty nice timing comparative to the Zerg's 3rd base. So all the pressure at the beginning of the game was very well used by MaSa here. We see a couple of Lings trying to scout the timing of that 3rd base, and when they get there, they're going to see it. Wasn't able to delay the land by anymore, but the Reapers and the Marine Marauders here should be enough to clear this up, especially with that Siege Tank on the high ground giving support.
That Siege Tank doing great splash damage against all these units. These Lings will not survive. One more hit will be all it needs, and there they go. They all die. They do take a few units for their troubles, but Widowmine's there to defend. MaSa knows he needs a little bit of time to stabilize. He needs this 3-base economy to kick in. I'm not sure if he knows how many bases his opponent is up on right now, but he definitely needs to get a scout on that. Needs to know that his opponent is going to have incredible macro potential. 8 Mutalisks are coming onto the field. They're going to be accompanied by Lings on the ground. Which have amazing upgrades. Level 2 weapons, level 2 carapace is on its way. Level 1 weapons for the air, for the Zerg is on its way. Ostojiy is moving into that point where he's going to be able to do nothing but produce unit after unit, wave after wave, and very shortly for the Terran, this will turn into a tower defense.
Yeah, exactly. Like when the Lings went to attack that 3rd base, it was very nicely done there. He bought himself some time where the Terran probably wanted to move out with the army that he had created. However, with the Lings attacking them, Terran had to stay back. MaSa lost his whole army there, so he couldn't be aggressive, and that allowed Ostojiy to get this 4th base up. But that 4th base, he gets his, he gets his 7th and 8th gas, and that's going to allow him to tech really hard into Hive.
Indeed, good math there, Songers. I was worried that you didn't know what you were doing, but you got it out of the bag.
I can math.
And now these Lings are going to come down here. They're going to probably be able to swallow up these 3 Marines that are trying to guard this watchtower. Not before they kill a few Lings for their trouble. The I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Xenophobia is strong in these Marines, and now only 4 Lings remain, but they will live to fight another day. This third base trying to produce a supply depot wall, just trying to keep as much defensible area as he possibly can. He knows once Mutas and Lings are on the map control is going to be very heavily favored towards our Zerg player, and drops will be all but moot simply because the Mutas will be able to chase them down. Mutalisk trying to harass in the back, one turret trying to shoot them down. Oh, another Widowmine attack, a huge hit, trying to thin out these numbers. Marines standing tall inside of the main base as well for our Terran player, so these Mutalisks will have to leave and regen and come back to fight another day.
That's not what Ostojiy wanted. He wanted these Muta numbers to get higher and higher, but losing a couple to that Widowmine hit and the Marines that are stationed around means that his map control is going to be kind of weak. Now, you can see that MaSa saying that, hey, it's go time. I'm probably going to arrive at this base when 2-2 finishes. I'm going to have a very strong timing attack here. You see the biomine style, biomine style that MaSa is going for. A couple of medivacs, only about 1 or 2 joining this army, but you can see the stream of red just walking across the map.
Red pouring across the map like blood towards the Zerg player, and now with this hand, he'll be able to take out some of these creep tumors. He needs to be careful of these Banelings. It's a good split for the units. He knows that he's in a good position to minimize all the AoE damage. Couple Lings come in, but they need to be careful not to get pushed down and shot down all the Gauss rifles of these Marines and Marauders. But the numbers have been thinned out enough. I'm not sure if there's enough Marines to shoot down the rest of these units. The rest of the rallying units trying to get behind the bolstering forces of the Widowmines, trying to use those payloads to thin out the AoE damage. But look at this, on the back of this, Ostojiy is getting his infestation pit, and here come the Banlings. They're going to get huge hits if these Marines aren't careful. They're trying to walk in a single line. This is going to be mad AoE damage. A good split by MaSa. They're minimizing the damage. These Banlings are getting shot down very quickly, but the Mutalisks are taking out the rest of these, and Ostojiy has definitely defended this very well.
There's another attack from over here, but there's just too many Zerglings, and the whole army is getting surrounded. However, the upgrades are very good for the Terran army, able to survive for a little longer than possible, but the rest of the Marines and a couple of Mutas are going to get shot down.
Look at that, 28 Lings in production, only 2 Mutalisks coming in. Hive is on its way. Our Zerg player will have a very strong force very soon. MaSa knows he needs to make something happen. He needs to make it happen very shortly. These Marines are on their last legs. They're going to be chomped in the back by these Lings. That's why the rest of these Marines come to save their brothers in arms, and they force away this army. But this is a scary push. If this pushes in, it won't be very long before MaSa has to GG.
Lots of Banelings being morphed in right now because he wants to be able to kill. 3-3 is started for our Terran, but will he hold before they complete? 25 Banelings, 34 Zerglings in production, Hive about 75% of the way done. So this attack, he's going to force, a lot of damage onto our Terran opponent. He's going to be able to tech up to the Ultras, which is just going to be a killing blow here.
And
but here comes the attack. Baneling split in the back. Here we go for the surround. Zerglings going in first. Baneling rolling in like balls of death, going into the tank, taking a huge splash damage on it, and MaSa just doing so well, splitting his army, trying to minimize all that damage. But the siege tank goes down, and there's so many Zerglings still left. Mutalisks have control over the skies. Tank's getting sniped as well. But it looks like MaSa is going to kind of hold here.
He needs to be careful. His third base is now under siege, but yes, MaSa has stabilized, and this is very good for MaSa. He is waiting on his 3-3 and tunneling clause. If he can just hold on for that, he'll have the tech advantage for a short while. He'll have 3-3 for about halfway done through the 3-3 for our Zerg player, so he just needs to hold. But we do see that the Zerg attack speed is also on its way, so Zerg is going to have a little bit of a little bit of a tech upgrade soon, but he needs to get this done very quickly, and he needs to maybe make an attack before 3-3, but I'm not sure if he can get it done.
Man,
look at the bases.
Look at the Ultralisks, that is a combination you do not want to be stuck in. And we broke 1K viewers. Woo!
Thank you so much, awesome, guys.
Thank you for supporting us, and we're just going to keep on casting. I'm not going to talk anymore. More Zerglings and Banelings now streaming across the map. We can see that Ostojiy, as a Zerg player, is getting to a very comfortable position here. He is almost, he has basically 6 bases up, lots of gas, lots of larva to remax in any sort of combination of units that he wants.
Yep, and now these burrowed Widowmines are going to try to thin out units as they move forward. A little bit of a bioforce. MaSa knows he needs to just put a little bit of aggression on. He wants to wait for 3-3, but he's deciding to attack at 2-2. He is fighting on par with technology, and now it looks like Ostojiy's just leaving this base. He knows he has many more bases to fall back on. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need to waste units here. He doesn't need to lose more than he absolutely has to. But MaSa's being very diligent, dropping on the, I don't even know what number base. It's his 5th base. He's getting dropped everywhere, and now these Marines are going to get cleaned up by a small Ling. MaSa's trying to tear apart our Zerg player, just as their claws would tear apart his army. MaSa's stimming a lot, though. He needs to be careful. Widowmines are being burrowed here. There's the Ultralisks. Are they going to slice through this army? They do have a lot of health, and they're going to go forward. Fungals are going to ensure the demise of all of this bio force. There's not going to be much left. The Kaiser Blades of Justice are coming for you, MaSa. And now MaSa has to run away back to his base.
The Infestor is going for a nice fungal there. Gets most of the medivacs. The Widow Mine's going on them. And oh my god, look at that huge Terran army trying to defend. Ultras do need to back up. And they need some more links to help reinforce them. But you know, MaSa attacked at such a great timing when Ostojiy was waiting for the Ultras to pop, when there was nothing on the map. But here we go, another engagement. Widow Mines have been spent. Their payload is recharging right now. And one Ultras does go down. His Ultras are so important right now.
Yeah, MaSa's, you can see how he's trying to focus them down with small groups of units, trying not to bunch them up. And MaSa being very good, zoning out the army, making sure he's able to attack more bases. Has Ostojiy spread himself too thin. There's still a big army here. A massive Widow Mine hits are bringing these units down very low. These Marauders need to focus down these Ultras so that they go down. They're so low in health, but the numbers for Marines are dwindling every moment. Every swipe of those blades cuts the forces down more and more, and now the Ultras say, enough of your drops, enough of your attack. I will end you here and now.
He's gonna try to do that exactly. Now 3 is finished those Ultras. Now they're even beefier tanks going into this little army. There is no fungal to stop this Marine army from kiting as much as possible. Mueller joins, but you look at these Ultras explode all over the map. There's just so much firepower here, and the kiting is just making this bio army so effective. But the Lings are coming in, gonna try to get a wraparound, but the Stim is gonna run off for our Terran player.
Oh!
But no, here comes the reinforcement from MaSa.
And then we see Ostojiy Turntail, doesn't want to lose his army cheaply.
Nice
This is
fungal.
absolutely incredible play coming out by MaSa. You see he's holding this off with such small forces. Even you can do this if you have the control of a Korean named MaSa. And here we see him pushing back the Zerg force, but now our Zerg has the defender's advantage, and this Infestor's going to get picked off by that one Marauder. Good pick up by MaSa, sending only one Marauder to finish off, going back behind the lines of his Widow Mines. Are they going to get huge hits? No. Ostojiy remembers the map, knows where they are, but he's going to try to finish off this hatch. Good fungals, and the Lings are going to swoop himself. The hatch does go down. A good pickup, a hot pickup, and these units live another day. And he'll find yet another base and says, is there no end to your hatcheries?
There is no end. More of the drones have to be evacuated. Here's the Lings coming in. His army is very low. But look at this. MaSa's retained all of these medivacks, and now he's going to one Infestor does get a couple, but I don't think it's enough. There's no anti-air to really kill these medivacks. Some of them just, oh, no, that Queen gets it. And right now, you can see the Zerg is on the offensive. This base is most likely going down. Tried to turn to a planetary, but didn't finish in time. We'll have to lift off and retreat. These players are just non-stop, relentless against each other.
These are the matchups that I'm talking about. These two players are at such high level play. And you can see MaSa's going to make another hold on the top of this ramp, and he's going to be able to force back this heavy Ling, Ultra, and Infestor army. Can't lose those Infestors. Needs them for the Fungal Girls. Needs to make sure they retain their energy. There's another Fungal. Going to be able to take out another arm of this army, but the Marines and Marauders are attacking with all their health and might. And look at this, the numbers of the Zerg are slowly dwindling. I'm not sure if MaSa will be able to, if Ostojiy will be able to follow this up. You can see him retreating now, losing Infestor after Infestor. A lot of that army was getting picked up. Those 3-3 upgrades for the Terran are doing a great job in positioning play and defending very well against our Zerg.
Nice scan picks up that Infestor over there. Now the army, without Infestors, this Terran army can kite for days, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Ling's trying to get around for a surround, but really, it's not doing too much without the Infestors. The Terran army just keeps just so mobile, and every time they shoot, something is dying there. Some Infestors coming with a lot of energy. There isn't too much Ultras left here. There's one Ultra,
only
3
one.
About to pop though, and he really needs those Ultras to be able to tank the damage that the Terran army is giving out.
Well, chitinous plating is already completed. These Ultralists are not going to get beefier than they already are. Level 3 armor, level 3 weapons. These players are almost playing at max capacity. The only thing that could stop them is possibly minerals running out. There was a little bit of a drop at this farthest base from the Zerg's home base, and now MaSa just tearing the Zerg apart, making sure he has to move around, keeping him on his side of the map. Eventually, these players have to run out of minerals. There's no way they can sustain this type of battle.
The map is pretty much split. There's a couple bases down to the bottom right-hand corner of the map. But here we go, another engagement. Nice positioning there for MaSa, but that's a lot of Zerg right now trying to move its way through. You can see the Balings rolling after those Marauders. Will they connect? Yes, they do. Infestors coming forward. Lots of Fungals going down. You can see there, whole army gets covered with the Fungals. Balings connect, and the Ultras are just powering through.
Are these the end times for the Terran force? You see a couple more Widow Mines actually pushing forward. They need to burrow with Tunneling Claws. Only 1 second to do so. They will let off their payload. The Ultralists are almost down, but there's still too many. Still, the Marauders and Marines are doing a great job holding off this force.
That's a lot of gas, and all of them are getting focused down. All the Infestors died.
Terrible luck for our Zerg player. And again, MaSa being diligent on these drops, making them work, being so cost efficient, and forcing Ostojiy to be all over the map. Can Ostojiy possibly defend every place at once?
Here's the thing, as a Zerg player, you need to send the exact amount of units to kill that drop. If you don't send enough, the drop survives, and then medevac kills him with the pull. Poor hatchery is under fire now. Ultra's going in, but one Ultra does go down. I'll pick up again, and the medevac's get out.
and yet those medevacs do leave with only 3 units left from that attack. But MaSa's playing this absolutely beautifully. He's buying himself time. Eventually Zerg is going to be starved. He's run out of minerals at his main. He's almost out of his natural. And now another big engagement. Marines are enough to force him back. I'm not sure that there's enough Zerg on the map to defend against this. Another Ultra is going to die. If he's not careful, the stim forward will ensure his demise. Only one more grenade is needed to kill him, and that one Marauder is going to do it. He's a hero martyr for the country, and he does it. That one grenade was enough to explode that Ultralist, and now this huge Ling army, is it going to be enough? MaSa, I think he's found a way. I think he's found the Achilles heel, and Ostojiy, he might not be able to hold off this last push.
Up over there, now going to boost over that airspace that Zerg just has no control over. SCV's left behind because we don't need them. They don't do any damage. Drops in his base. Ultra's ready to receive. Fungal growth. Huge fungal there. Gets all the units. And these medevacs, I don't think they're going anywhere. Is there another fungal? No, there isn't. So the medevacs can move. It looks like they will be moving out. That Queen's trying to pelt away, but the armor is too much. And that medevac survives with what? 1 health.
Actually,
Queen, shoot it. Shoot it.
Queen just needs to focus down the red. No, she's shooting the... That's an unfortunate misclick, I believe. I don't think he meant to be taking out that rock. And now this base is being taken out by Ostojiy. So Ostojiy doing a great job. That's one of the few mineable bases for our Terran player. Our Terran might not be able to support this army much longer anyways, but MaSa is making a go of it. Does not want to end his tournament here. Does not want to go to the losers bracket. Wants to go up in this match, but look at this army everywhere. Terran is everywhere. Terran looks like the Zerg infesting every corner of the map.
It's getting to the end times now. You can see the income for both these players now under 1,000 for each of them. It's getting very tough to get money to make units. MaSa though still active with these medevacs, flying some over to the bases that are pretty much mined out. See what kind of bases you can find. Some kind of
he'll find no base.
He finds nothing. He's already killed it.
He'll just find creep.
Getting ready to assault again, and these armies are just going to keep bashing heads against each other. I mean, with the Mule, the Terran is picking up now, but he has almost no gas income.
He needs to be careful not to lose this army. Basically, whoever loses their army next might be in very dire straits. Another good fungal on that army, but MaSa's being very good. Widowmines are going to take out a huge arm of that army, so Ostojiy cannot make those trades. He needs to keep all these units. A little bit of a drop inside of the main base, trying to take out one of the macro hatches, one of the many hatches on the map, but those hatches are also being a rare breed. Another CC being flown up to this base so that MaSa can defend against it, opting to make a little bit of more of a circular base structure instead of spreading across the entire map. Good. A good fungal, he'd probably be able to chain these down, and that's a huge loss for our Terran player. He needs to keep these gas and mineral units.
Yeah, because the Terran player right now is running really low on gas. I mean, he has a bunch banked up, but he's not getting much of an income left.
That anti-air. Mother, it just flies away. No, not a care.
Oh no, the infestors!
The infestors can't get too close to those widow mines. Those widow mines are just waiting to unleash their payload. Needs to be careful. It's gonna get hit on an infestor, no doubt. And there they go. 2 infestors lose their life. A few more are very low on HP. But it looks like Ostojiy wants to make something happen. If he knows if he can just keep denying these expos, he'll be in good position. But now being caught out of position, he might lose his expansion over here, which he desperately needs. He has no mining bases right now.
Actually, no, we do have mining. We have this one base
just a little bit, yeah.
in the middle of the map here.
It's almost
and that's
done.
about it. There's nothing here. Drone's being transferred to this new base over there, who's at half health. The medevac's still flowing over with 1 Marine. I want to try to take something out. Nice fungal getting a couple of units. Every unit counts right now, so every little pickup is a small victory.
Look at the bank for our Terran player, MaSa. He's got 2,000 minerals saved, but I was looking at something else. Sorry, neither player actually has much, but he has a bunch of gas saved up. These things are going to lose their life. The Zerg units are just trying to circle around this base, trying to keep MaSa within his base, not letting him get out. Wants to pressure this base and just stop it from mining. Ultralist tanking as much as they possibly can. That's a lot of infestors saving up a lot of energy. If he gets a good fungal here, this could be a big turning point. But good job by MaSa to spread out his units. He knows he doesn't want to lose everything. He only sends small forces, small special tactics at a time.
I want to say with all the drops, a lot of things have been sniped. Therefore, there hasn't been that many ejects. You can see the larva remaining for Ostojiy is about only 15 larva left to use to produce unit. Meaning that if he does lose this, even if he had the resources, he couldn't make the units that he needs.
Where is the BC transition indeed? I want battle cruisers, I want fusion cores, I want all of it. But Ultralist and Ling versus Marauder Marine is all it's going to be. MaSa is one of those players who just loves a unit composition and doesn't really want to move away from it. And this is the composition he chosen for this match. These units are going to be chain fungal to death. Medevacs are not going to pick them up. They will leave them for forfeit. And a bunch of red is streaming to the 5th base of the Terran. He might make a stand here. He knows he needs to defend this base, and it looks like red versus blue is imminent.
When you're in a situation where Terran is up about 30 supply on you, that's not a position you want to be in, but now only 20, trying to even up that supply is what Ostojiy is trying to do. Both of these players are maxed out on just upgrades and everything, and the next battle could be there's a couple of free links given away. That's not what Ostojiy wants to do. Only 6 larvae now are available to produce. 1 queen, finally ready to get injects, but no, she does get taken out by some marauders there, and here comes the RA for the Zerg, ready to get it for a final battle.
Here comes the Swarm. This might be the cutscene for Heart of the Swarm. We'll see if the Zerg decides to push forward with this. No, he decides to back up. He can't really engage this without risking his entire army. And both players know that these armies are very fragile. Whoever loses, whoever blinks first will die. This has become a knife fight between these two players. A good fungal to catch another arm of this army. He needs to be able to take out these attacks too. It'll be a huge loss. A little fungal that doesn't catch anything at all. Another good fungal on those medevacs. The rest of these Marines and Marauders moving forward in waves. This is musket warfare. Another Ultralisk goes down. Ultralisk pushing forward with their Kaiser blades, doing as much damage as they possibly can. It looks like the Ostojiy wants to end it here, pushing forward. Widowmine's trying to make this as cost effective for our Terran player as they possibly can. Ling's joining the units, transfuses on these Ultralisks. They're coming forward. Kaiser blades slicing and doing AoE damage, but both players standing like titans, standing strong. Neither player is flinching.
Such low numbers of income and money, gas and money right now. Poor Ultralisk stepped too far, tried to get a slice, but no, won't be taken out. He's still alive. How is he still alive? No one's target firing down. Huge Widowmine hit there, kills a bunch of Lings, and there's nothing really to buff for their damage anymore. It's just these Ultras tanking it. They don't last too long. Oh, another Widowmine hit from the back.
And now a bunch of drones are being transitioned. Good thing that Widowmine actually attacked before those drones were in transition. Another small drop inside of the base, but one Ultralisk says, "You shall not touch my base. This is my base." And there are many like it, but this one is mine. A bunch of Ultralisks are trying to push forward. He needs little fungal, but MaSa playing this absolutely beautifully. Notice how he just puts only a few units in the front. A few units that would die in a fight, but note that he doesn't want to lose his entire army. He's being so cost-effective chasing the units into the Widowmines and being also cost-effective. Beautiful play coming up by our Terrans. And our Zerg player is just trying to find an answer. That base in the far left-hand corner was just sniped by our Terran player, so Zerg has lost yet another hatchery.
About a 10,000 mineral difference in resources lost right now, so it is pretty crazy at the moment. Zerg is on its last leg. At this last remaining mining base, the Terran is just closing in, and with the effectiveness of this army, it's just very hard to fight against, especially when your ultras are so expensive and clunky.
Guys, please let me know if this is not the most epic battle you've ever seen, Zerg versus Terran. These two players never disappointed. We are being regaled with stories that you will be telling your children about this matchup. That Widowmine's going to get only a small hit on one of those Ultralisks. A couple Ultralisks being caught off guard. Luckily, they can't be slowed by concussive shells, but they can be damaged. Another Ultralisk pushing forward, fighting for his brother. Each unit fighting for each other. The Hive Mind says this is the time. Push forward. Only Ultralisk. Huge attacks. Every Ultralisk loss is a major loss for our Zerg player.
24 Lings. I think that's the last one. A nice bundle there, lancing on most Marines. Now the Ultras need to charge in and get sliced. But as they do, look at the positioning of MaSa. Has some units on the top of the high ground over there who the Ultras cannot get to. The fungal energy is running lower and lower, and I think that's about it. Terran army is converging right now. Ultras stuck on the ramp. Infestors go down. Final Ultras 1, Ultras 2, 3. No.
Oh my goodness! Terran smells blood. Ostojiy has the GG. Unbelievable first game. That was only game number 1, guys. We still have maybe 2, at least 1 more of this. Absolutely incredible game. Thank you